More than 200 years ago, Americans fought a revolution against big government.
He has erected a multitude of new offices and has sent hither swarms of officials to harass our people and eat out their substance.
We've hidden justice somewhere in the law, and we can't find it.
Welcome to On Second Thought.
This is an issue that cuts so deep, and I could give you an example of a policewoman who lost her children and has been fighting and has been criminalized for trying to get her children just to get 50% custody of her children. Indeed, we have a war. We have an issue that your civil liberties can be suspended without even you having a chance to say, but judge, wait your honor. You don't even get that far. Already your liberties are suspended. When that happens, it doesn't matter if you're black, you're white, you're Jewish, you're Protestant, you're atheist, it doesn't matter. It cuts across all boundaries. Now, I'm not going to tell you about this. I have an eminent expert here. Stephen Baskerville, PhD. He's president of ACFC, American Coalition for Fathers and Children. It's one of the 3 largest groups that have formed to combat or at least expose this evil which rips families apart. He's going to tell you in great detail. It's an ugly fight. When you're accused of doing something you didn't do, you don't get a hearing, and you're immediately restrained from seeing your children, you're immediately restrained from seeing your spouse, and if you talk to your spouse during restraining, you just started the criminal file. Now you violated a court restraining order. Believe me, that court is going to enforce its own restraining order. And you're going to find out what the inside of the jail looks like. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, an unemployed welder like Brian Armstrong, who was literally murdered by the jailers in a New Hampshire jail known as the Valley Street Jail, by the jailers after being picked up for failure to pay. He was unemployed. John Brooks of San Luis Obispo literally came out of divorce court after being shackled to the defense team, took a pistol out of his Mercedes-Benz glove compartment and blew his brains out. Left a note on the dashboard, "Your Honor, I just canceled your orders." That's how serious this issue is. People are being murdered, killed right here in America. This is an issue for which I'm preparing a special television documentary, and I'll be working 4 more weeks after this convention doing interviews. Stephen Baskerville is a champion of those who've been dispossessed of their rights. I can think of no one more eminently eligible to give you the facts. I hope you will listen attentively. I hope sometime in this convention you delegates will vote a resolution that upon custody battle there should be a default order, 50% placement in joint custody of the children, with each parent, barring any god-awful thing, one parent in jail or a crackhead or something. But 50% placement should be the default order. That's where you should start from. And the child support should be assessed not at all, because you support the kid when you have them 50% of the time. And I talked to literally hundreds of dads and moms, and they said, if I could just get there, if I could just get half the time with my children, I would even pay some child support. I don't care. If I could just get half the time. It's a gut-wrenching issue. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Stephen Baskerville of Howard University. Please give him a welcome applause.
Thank you, BJ, for that kind introduction. And can everyone hear me? No. Okay. I'm very pleased, honored, grateful to be here today, to be asked to kick off your 2004 convention. As BJ indicates, I think it's appropriate that I'm here speaking about an issue which in many ways is new for libertarians, one that's not often thought of as a libertarian issue, but as William said, it is very much a libertarian issue. In some ways, it vindicates the entire libertarian philosophy. and does more than any other I can think of to demonstrate to the public just how dangerous the overmighty state has become. I'd like to put BJ's remarks into a larger context here and talk about what many people regard today as the most critical domestic crisis in America, and that's the family. It's an issue that's on the front pages of the papers all the time in various manifestations. It's a concern to millions of people throughout the country. And it is a libertarian issue because the family, I think more than any other, is our refuge from government. It's our zone of privacy. It's the area where government traditionally has no right to invade, and yet it has invaded. G.K. Chesterton, the great English essayist, said that the most enduring check on the power of government is the family. Without the family, we are helpless before the state, he said. The ideal for which the family stands is liberty. It is the only check on the state that is bound to renew itself as eternally as the state and more naturally than the state. If libertarians want to control and roll back the power of government, they must protect the family. Destroy the family and you have a prescription for endless government power.
That was Professor Stephen Baskerville that I introduced at the Atlanta, Georgia Marriott, telling a little bit about how the state is now actively trying to destroy marriages, working to destroy families. I'm William Wagner, taking off my hat for you people who tuned in to get a different voice, a different point of view. That last little clip with Obama is the first stage of our discussion tonight on Second Thought. Notice he says we have never been a collection of individuals, but we have always been the United States. That's not true. As great sounding as that sounded with his talk about the disabled and the not disabled and the black and white and all the happy thoughts, this country was founded with specific individuals that took the chance that they might be hung by the governors and the military force of King George III. Obama has, I think, been sworn in as president. But then again, maybe not. Maybe he's not truly the president. Why would I say something like that? Well, not because they gave him the oath of office twice, not because Chief Justice Roberts stumbled in giving him the oath and Obama in trying to get it right. I wonder if he knew that he didn't have the right to be president, or if that thought was going through his mind. Because under the Constitution that Obama raised his hand and swore to, you have to be a natural born citizen of the United States. You also have to be 14 years a resident and 35 years of age. Now, nobody questions he's 35 years or more of age. Nobody questions that he's 14 years a resident of the United States.